Hello, my name is Jorge Kuser Jaramillo. Welcome to my channel. I'm a writer and a comic artist, and today we're gonna talk about the state of the comic industry here in America. So, for me, in my opinion, I will say the comic industry here is not thriving, is stale, and in a really bad spot compared with the rest of the world, compared to Japan with manga or mangua. If you wanna be picky and just read some manga from China, but manga is thriving. But in the other hand, comic books here in America, the main publishers, Marvel and DC, are kinda in a little bit of trouble lately. And that's troublesome for some artists and some creators. And everybody's been speculating, having their own opinions, their own observations about the matter. And for me, it's more complex than just blaming one side of the fandom or being so divisive. And that's the worst part that I think in the comic industry right now, or in the entertainment in general, is the people are divided. Like, for example, Star Wars. People are There are some people who love Star Wars now, some people that just despise it. And I'm gonna be honest, the part of the people that doesn't like it all. The new Star Wars is so forced. It Everything feels so superficial, so obviously kind of like a corporate plan or a marketed plan to sell you like this new concept or new wave, or telling stories of the girl power or those kind of things that are so forced now in media. And I know that a lot of people will have their own opinions about it. Some people like them, I personally don't. But in comics, and that's other things. I love comics. I'm not just talking like I'm just like a reader. No, I create these things. I'm in love with this medium in such a way that you can even fathom. So I'm taking these really seriously, and I respect everybody in this and in this business, because it's hard. You have to like always be pushing, always be creative, always innovate yourself. And I always have respect for the ones that are on the top, because it's hard to be on the top more in this industry, because there's no money on this industry. No money. Everybody's broke. There's a lot of people like me that we just do this because if we don't do this, probably we'd just be dead. I'll be just dead, bro. If I cannot do comics, I honestly, I don't know what I would do. Well, that was sad, a little bit sad, but yeah. Another, well, get to the point. I can see a lot of examples for why I can show you guys why I'm so against this new movement, and all the start with the writers and the people who are hiding behind the scenes, because now it's so hard to just get a job because there is no money on the industry. There is no money in the industry. More in that in American industry now, people are not getting paid, and everything started around 2016 when Trump was elected and everything went crazy in this country. I just left this country when everything happened for a little bit because everything was just wild. I was in a rough time at that time, and I, I was living in New York at that time. So I left that city never again. Never. I will never go back again over there. Left the city. I hate that. And now I'm in a better place now. And I noticed a shift in the industry. A lot of pros were starting to be hunt. They're starting to be me too, or just being canceled for their beliefs in politics and stuff. And that was so disheartening because this it you are not just breaking their lives, you are breaking a lot of people's dreams because there were pros for a reason. They were selling comic books like crazy, and now they are just outcasts doing their own thing. Like, we can have an example: Ethan Van Scriver doing his frog thing. I, out to be honest, I didn't read it yet, but I'm a big fan of his work in Marvel and DC and his style. More for his style, I'm more like it, checking people's styles and how they ink or how they draw. And Chef Kiss, and he's one of my inspirations to just become and being here, get my voice out and my kind of my opinion and all these things because he was the beginning of the comic gate controversy that started coming back to the same topic about people getting fired and getting just dragged in the mud in Twitter for no reason, well, for political reasons, exactly, and for the way they vote and for who those guys vote for, and probably, yeah, you guessed it, Trump. So it was so sad. It's so sad because now on Twitter everybody's so nihilistic in both sides of the political spectrum, and I can show you some news news articles that I just like research for myself to show you guys that it is true, it is happening. A lot of people are not getting paid in the comic industry, and it's getting harder and harder to get a job there, and that's so sad because for me it was always a dream to just work for the big two. For example, let's see this article. Comic book publishers not paying comic book creators. Comic book publishers? Read on. Will Robson, comic book artist on Great Lake Avengers, Big Trouble in Little China, Spider-Man slash Deadpool, Spider-Ham, Secret Warriors, blah 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 blah. Oh, he went working on Secret Warriors. Okay, so let's see what Will Robson have to say. So here's a little bit of his statement. So, has it become industry standard to pay creators ridiculously late for their work? I struggle all year with all the large companies I work for to get paid on the agreed time. I'm talking months late. It's sad how nervous I am to even talk about this publicly in fear of being blacklisted for future work. But I heard so many horror stories from other freelancer creators recently about fighting for their paycheck, and I need to vent this all out and hopefully raise some awareness to make serious change. Oh, well. So, the serious change, I think, is make the industry just die in their own ways. They always been just chasing the marketing plans, and I'm talking about both DC and Marvel. They have their own stuff even in the 90s. If we just talk about the old image publisher thing, about all where all these great creators, McFarlane, Jim Lee, all of them, they got their stardom all because they will rebel against the corporates behind DC and Marvel, because those people are not creators, and hell, they're not even creative in a lot of stuff. They are like they have money or they own like a lot of characters, a lot of stories. They're just listen to the marketers, the people who speculate what is gonna be the new thing in the market, and that's killing most of the creative work from those industry. Well, I'm not gonna lie, they still have their good pencilers, their good inkers, but that doesn't count if you had shitty writing from shitty writers. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna talk about how we're gonna change this, we have to start creating our own stuff, self publishing. I recommend a lot of it, and yeah, it is so sad that it come to this. I just had my own little rant because just look at this dude, Will Robson. He has his projects, he has his notoriety in Twitter, and that's saying something. And he his art is probably that good, yeah. And now he's just struggling with fear to saying something. And that's how a lot of creators are feeling right now. So let's just kill the fear. Let everybody know the DC and Marvel right now are not in their best moment, and the best moment right now is just create your own stuff and jump into the market and fight for your position, because right now is the best time. I don't care if Marvel DC don't want me on any other projects. I will still do comics because I love doing comics, and I believe in this craft, and I believe in the people who loved it, because I am one of you guys. I'm not just like, I will say it again, I'm not just ranting about this because I don't have any skin on the game. I'm a writer and I'm a comic artist, and I work my entire life to be able to do this, and I don't care if Marvel or DC doesn't want me because of my views or whatever. I will do it because I love this medium and I love the people who love it too. So thank you for watching, and if you wanna see my work, You can check up webtoons and search Dark Tales, and you will find me there. You can just read my short stories, my anthology, my horror stories right now because I working on some other stuff right now. So yeah, and follow me on my social media, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And you guys have a great day. I don't know, probably you're watching in the morning or the night. So thank you. Bye bye. Oh, I almost forgot. If you like this content, please, I'm begging you, leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell. It's free, baby.